Hello, program managers and coordinators. We're now going to look at how to generate your demographics report in ShareVision. If you're not using ShareVision, you can skip to the next video. So first off, I will share my screen with you. And I will show you how to create the demographics report in ShareVision v3 that most of you are using now, and also v4, which we will be switching to this year. So first off, you would need to go into ShareVision and go in your program. I will use our test program. So the demographics report is on your program page on the left, here under demographics report. So for your start date, you would take April 1st from the year before, if you're doing your annual report. So 2019, April 1st, until March 31st of this year. And click on Generate Report. This will load a PDF document. And if the demographics report is looking good, and it doesn't look like there are any errors and that the data is complete, you can go ahead and save it to your annual reports folder. So let's imagine this is all good. The number of admission, discharges, etc. is looking good. Please review the whole thing. If it's looking good, you would click on the download button here. And I would recommend going to save it straight into your annual report folder. So if you have access to the managers folder, you would go under, oh, right, this is what happens when you work from home. You first need to remote connect. Okay, so if you have access to the managers folder, you would go under the managers folder, and there is a link here, annual program reports. If you don't have access to the managers folder, it's actually located on the O Drive under O Drive Sources Public Shared PQI. And it's folder number 2, annual program reports. You would go in this year and in whatever program you're in, and let's imagine my program is MHCY. I would go ahead and save it here by renaming it MHCY Demographics Report 2019-2020. We can do a search and find this. And that would be it. If there are errors, which is quite likely because all the data from the demographics report comes from 2 forms in ShareVision, the program history form and the individual informations form. And very often staff, forget to fill in some sections, or there are some errors that are made with the intake dates and exit dates and all of this. So it's quite likely that you will need to do some corrections. If your demographics report is looking really good and you don't need to do any corrections, I'm going now to switch to the V4 version of ShareVision and show you how to generate the report there. So if you're on V4, you would log in. And you would go under the Quick Start menu and Reports. And under Choose a Report, you would choose Demographics. And then it's the same, pretty much the same thing. Here you would select your program, start date, exit date. You need to put in a job title here. And then I would generate to PDF because that's the easier format to work with. Okay, so from there, if everything is looking good for you, you can skip to the next video on how to populate your annual report with the data. If not, let's have a look at how to correct the demographics report. So let's imagine you're looking at your demographics report And for example, here you see that the location of the client is not specified for 33% of your clients. That's a large percentage of clients without data. And again, for our annual report, we want to be checking if our staffing and services are matching our clients' demographics. If we're missing a lot of demographics information, we can't really do that. So the first step there is really staff education. You need to talk with your staff about how much information they need to put in when they enter clients in ShareVision. If you want to go and correct some of this, the best way to do this is running the report again, and this time under Show Individuals an Error, you would click on Yes and Generate Report. What this will do is, under each category, it will show you the name of the clients that are counted. So for example, under admission, it's counting 13 clients, and you get the name of each client. Some of the clients are showing up twice. That is because they have 2 program history forms. And so the only way you can get an exact number here would be to look at total unique clients. And there, even if they're showing up twice, they're only counting people once. Same with all the demographics. Even if a client is showing up twice, like here, it's still only counting 1, 2, 3, 4. Oh no, here there are no double clients. But here, for example, it's counting 2 clients in North Surrey, and there are 3 clients showing up, but it's only counting them twice. So don't worry too much about that part. But in any case, we have a bunch of data missing. So for example, the location for Ron Weasley is missing. If you want to go and correct that, you would navigate to your program page. I will go back. And then you would look for the client, open their file, and go correct straight in the forms. All the demographics information comes from the individual's information form right here. All the information around clients, start date, intake, exit information is under the program history form. So those are the 2 forms you're going to be correcting. If we start with individual's information, you would go here and you can click on the drop down and click on edit item. Or you can click on view and then press the edit button, whichever. So you would open this, and here indeed, we're not having any location. It's blank here. So if I want to make sure, if I know the location and I want to make sure it's counted, I go in here, I edit, and I click OK. And there's a bunch of other demographics information that you can go and correct in here. And you click OK. And if you run the demographics report again, you will see that Ron his location is now specified, but we're going to do that later. So all the demographics information go in the individual's information form to correct it. Now, if we're talking about information about the client's history within your program, so this section down, you would go and in the program history form to correct. So here, for example, the exit reason for, let's go with Harry Potter. Here is information is not put in the exit information. So you would go back to ShareVision, to the program page, and go open Harry's form. You will also see that, oh, actually, never mind. Let's do the duplicates later. So I'm going to go in Harry's program history. And Harry has a lot of program history. So here there are 2 possible reasons. One reason is Harry has attended our program a bunch of times, in which case it makes total sense that he has several program histories with different start and exit dates in different years. The other reason is if staff were looking for the client, for some reason couldn't find the client, and added the client again over and over again. In that case, the client did not attend the program several times. It's just an error. If that happens, please click on the request and feedback button here and drop us a line to the ShareVision admin team, and we will be correcting that. Just let us know which program history is the right one, and we'll delete the other ones. So here, let's take this one. We're missing a program, like an exit reason. Let's imagine that was the only program history here. Again, you would go on view and then edit. And you would just fill in the information that is missing. Let's say moved out, and you would save. You should also make sure that your referral date, start dates, and exit dates are correct. This field is compulsory, so put something there. And just make sure everything is okay. And then when you go and generate the demographics report, things should look good. All right, so let's go back to the demographics. Let's look at another issue that is quite common. And that is, as we mentioned, I'm going to go all the way back up. Under admissions here, Emma here is showing up twice. And here you can see that there's a Weasley Ron and a Weasley Ronald. That is probably a duplicate client. So again, navigate to that client and then click on the request and feedback button. Let us know at the ShareVision teams, and we can delete the duplicate clients, merge the clients, and then delete them. What are some other issues? If you see any test clients, ask us to delete them as well. And here, there's one thing I'm seeing is that this client is showing up twice. That means they have several program histories. So let's go in Z-test. Going to navigate to the X-test program again. And here is the Z-test client. Program history. And indeed, as you can see, this client has 2 program histories. So again, navigate to the page, click on request and feedback, and we will delete that extra program history. And the way we do that, I'm just going to do it here in front of you for the example. I have a delete button. All the ShareVision admins have a delete button. So we would delete that program history and make sure we only have one that is reflective of when the client was in your program. So let's go and run our demographics report again to see if things were corrected. So I will go back to the X-test program. Go to the demographics report, put in the start dates on April 1st, 2019 to March 31st of 2020. I will run individual and errors. And let's see if things were fixed. All right, so under the admissions and discharges, as you can see now, we only have one Z-test client showing, not 2 anymore. So this was corrected. Under location, under not specified, well, now I should have Ron showing in South Surrey. Weasley Ronald, or was I supposed? Yeah. So Ron is showing in South Surrey instead of not specified. And if I go look down there in the exit reason, now Harry Potter is showing in exit reason as moved out of service area instead of not specified. So things got fixed. You would just make sure that everything is looking fixed if you can. And then you can save the report in your demographics folder and move on to the next video so you can see how to do your demographics report analysis. If you want more of a written instruction and step-by-step on how to run this demographics report, you can also find it if you go under Home, Policies and Procedures, ShareVision Staff Procedures and Training. And here you have a bunch of written procedures. You also have a link here to a YouTube playlist that has a lot of tutorial videos on how to use ShareVision. But here at the bottom, you have a tutorial on the demographics report. So you can click on it and then open this. It will open in Word. And it gives you screenshots step-by-step on how to run the demographics report. That's it, folks. Don't hesitate to drop me a line if you have some troubles with your demographics report. I'm available on Teams anytime, and I can help you out with this. Have a good rest of your day, and you can click on next to go to the next video. Bye-bye.